week of live readings with James Robinson Planche's The Vampire. I am TJ, I'm our technical director. All the actors you'll be hearing tonight are volunteering their time and their talents from their homes to bring a little bit of entertainment into your homes. Many of them first met each other just 15 minutes ago when they first logged into this Zoom meeting. We want to thank them very much for joining us. We would also like to thank our friend, Your Friendly Neighborhood Shakespeare, for hosting this on his pages. Check out his website, shakespeareapproves.com. It's Patreon at patreon.com/Shakespeare, and his upcoming show, Titus Andronicus, for kids. You can find out more about him at the aforementioned website or by visiting his Facebook page, Shakespeare Approves, Your Friendly Neighborhood Shakespeare. We'll have links to visit him as well as some of our other performer friends in the comments of this video. As always, we want to acknowledge and thank all the medical professionals and essential workers who've been working to keep us all as healthy and safe as possible. Also want to acknowledge those demonstrating and protesting for bravely pushing forward the simple fact that Black lives matter. If you are interested in more information about our totally volunteer organization, check out our website, zenithplayers.com. Feel very free to check out our very attractive donations page. All donations go towards production costs, which these days consist of various subscriptions that allow for these readings to happen. If you'd like to read with us in future projects, send us an email, casting@zenithplayers.com, and we'll get you on board. Join us this Wednesday for The Reception of the Female Voice, a panel discussion. Saturday, as we return to Shakespeare with Troilus and Cressida. Next Monday for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And Halloween night, October 31st, and November 1st, we will present Night of the Living Dead. For now, relax and enjoy Erica Vieira as Lady Margaret, Steve Anderson as Lord Ronald, Isabella Pepe as Unda, Shakira Searle as Ariel, Miguel Vega as Robert, Justine D'Souza as Effie, Noah Stanzione as Andrew, Mira Singer as Bridget, Garrett Hicks as McSwill, and Andrew Gellos as Lord Ruthven, the Vampire.
Spirit, spirit of the air, hear and heed my spell of power. On the night breeze swift repair, hither from thy starry bower. Appear, appear! By the sun that hath set, though in the waves I love, by the spheres that have met, in the heavens above, by the latest dews that fall to the earth, on the eve that renews the fair moon's birth. Appear, appear! By the charm of might and the word of fear, which must have breath to mortal ear. Spirit, spirit of the air, hither at my call repair.
Why, how now, sister? Wherefore am I summoned? What in the deep and fearful caves of Staffa demands our presence or protection? Speak.
Spirit of the air, thy sister Unda claims thy powerful aid. Not idly from thy blue and star-illumined mansion art thou called to Fingal's rocky sepulchre. Look here.
A maiden, and asleep.
Attend thee, Ariel. Her name is Margaret, the only daughter of Ronald, the brave Baron of the Isles. A richer, lovelier, and more virtuous lady, this land of flood and mountains never boasted. Tomorrow's Martin Earl will claim her hand, renowned through Europe for his large possessions, his clerky knowledge, and his deeds of arms.
How came she in this den of death and horror?
Chasing the red deer with her father, Ronald, a storm arose and parted from her train. She sought shelter here, calmly she sleeps, nor dreams tomorrow's hymneral's rites will give her beauties to vampire's arms.
A vampire, sayest thou? Is then Marston's Earl?
Thou knowst, Ariel, that wicked souls are, for wise purposes, permitted oft to enter the dead forms of other men, to assume their speech, their habits, and their knowledge, and thus roam over the earth, but subject still, at stated periods, to a dreadful tribute.
Aye, they must wed some fair and virtuous maiden, whom they do after kill, and from her veins drain eagerly the purple stream of life, which horrid draught alone hath power to save them from swift extermination.
Yes, that state of nothingness, total annihilation, the most tremendous punishment of heaven, their torture them being without resource. They do enjoy all power in the present. Death binds them not, from form to form they fleet, and through the cheek be pale and glaze the eye, such is their wondrous art and hapless victim. blindly adores, drops into their grasp, like birds when gazed on the basilic.
Say on.
Beneath the stone, the relic lies of Cromwell the Bloody. Staffa still his reign fears remembers. For his crimes, his spirit roams a vampire in the form of Marden's Earl. To count his victims over would be an endless task. Suffice to say, his race of terror would be tomorrow end, unless he wins some sort of virgin for his prey, heir to the full orb moon.
And with this view he weds the Lady Margaret.
Aye, Ariel, unless our blended art can save the maid.
What can be done? Our power is limited. What can be done, my sister?
We must warn the maiden of her fate. Lend me thine aid, to raise a vision to her sleeping sight.
Let us about it. Phantom from thy tomb so drear, at our bidding swift arise.
Let thy vampire corpse appear to the sleeping maiden's eyes.
Come away, that the form she may know, that would work her woe.
And shun these, till the setting ray of the moon bid thy power decay.
Phantom from thy tomb so drear, at our bidding rise, appear!
Appear, appear!
Margaret.
Foul spirit, retire!
She is mine.
The hour is not yet come.
Down, thou foul spirit, extermination waits thee. Down, I say.
Act 1, Scene 1.
Come, fill at the parting glass, go round with a stirrup cup, be our revelry crown. See the sun that's set to our bugle sound is changing the night to morning as the darkness shrinks from his rising ray. So sorrow and care we will keep at bay by the howl of the night and a hark away that awakes us brave boys in the morning.
Maxwell! Very pretty doings, upon my word. Here's our poor mistress, the Lady Margaret, been lost for nearly the whole night in the forest, and no sooner is she by good fortune found again, and trying to get a little rest in her own apartments, but you make all this noise, as if on purpose to disturb her.
Nay, Mrs. Bridget, don't be angry with them. They've been celebrating my lady's return.
Return? Don't tell me. They never want an excuse to get drunk. Out of the castle directly. Don't stand ducking and scraping there. Go along directly when I tell you. Where is that rascal Maxwell? He's at the bottom of all this. But if I... Oh, there you are, sir. Come here, sir. Down on your knees directly and ask my pardon.
You, Miss Bridget.
How came you under the table?
A question when a man has been drinking all night.
Will you never leave off taking your drops?
I don't take drops, Mrs. Bridget.
Here has poor Robert been running through the forest all night, seeking my lady, and peeping into all the holes of the grotto, whilst you...
The grotto? Mrs. Bridget, good guide us. You didn't go into the grotto, did you?
And why not, booby?
Oh dear. The ignorance of some people. But you're an Englishman, that counts for it. What? Didn't you know that the grotto was haunted? Oh, I laugh away. Yeah, I do. But I can tell you, it's full of kelpies and evil spirits of all sorts. Only ask Mrs. Bridget.
It's very true, Robert, and you shouldn't laugh, for they always owe a grudge to anybody that jests about them.
Did you never hear the story of Lady Planche?
Hush, don't talk so loud.
You know it, Miss Bridget.
No, but Lord Ronald is very angry with everybody who circulates stories of that description. To speak lower if you are going to tell it.
Well then, once upon a time.
Mother Bunch's fairy tales.
Well, isn't that the proper way to begin a story?
Go on.
Once upon a time.
You said that once, twice.
Will you be quiet with your fun? I won't tell it at all.
Well, then. once upon a time, what happened?
Once on a time, there lived a lady named Blanche in this very castle, and she was betrothed to a rich Scotch nobleman. All the preparations for the wedding were finished when, on the evening before it was to take place, the lovers strolled into the forest.
Alone?
No, together, to be sure.
Well, Sot, I meant that. I think it was highly improper. Maxwell. Well, they were seen to enter the grotto, and...
And what?
They never came out again.
Bravo! Excellent story.
But that isn't all. Next morning, the body of the lady was found covered with blood, and the marks of human teeth on her neck. But no trace of the nobleman could be discovered. And from that time to this, he is never been heard of. And they do say, I hope nobody hears us, they do say that the nobleman is a vampire. For a friar afterwards confessed on his deathbed that he privately married them in the morning by the nobleman's request, and that he fully believed it some fiend incarnate, for he could not say the responses without stuttering.
Better and better. And how came you by this precious legend?
The great-uncle of my grandfather had it from the great-grandfather of the steward's cousin by the mother's side, who lived with a branch of the family when the accident happened. And moreover, I've heard my great-uncle say that these horrible spirits called vampires kill and suck the blood of beautiful young maidens whom they are obliged to marry before they can destroy. And they do say that such is the condition of their existence, that if at stated periods they should fail to obtain a virgin bride whose lifeblood may sustain them, they would instantly perish. Oh, beautiful young maidens.
Oh, beautiful young maidens. Merciful powers, what an escape I've had. I was in the caverns myself one day.
Oh, Lord, Miss Bridget, I'm sure there's no occasion for you to be frightened.
Why, you saucy sot, I've got a great mind to... Oh, I declare that there's my lady's bell. No occasion indeed. An impudent fellow. But men nowadays have no more manners than hogs.
There's a she-devil for you. I don't think there's such another vixen in all Scotland. She's little and hot like a peppercorn. Oh, what a look she gave me by the ear.
Nay, nay, you mustn't mind that. All old ladies have their odd ways.
Curse such odd ways as that, though. I shall feel the pinch for a month. Pray, Mr. Robert, as you've been in England with Lord Ronald, do you know who this Earl is that the Lady Margaret is to be married to?
I only know that he is Earl of Marston, and master of the castle at the coast facing the island.
What, where the pretty Effie, your intended, lives?
Exactly.
You'll arrive just in time then to be present at the wedding.
I hope so. It will be glorious. 2 weddings in one day. Such dancing, such eating, such drinking.
Maxwell!
Choke you old warlock. What's in the wind now, I wonder?
Maxwell, I say!
Coming, Mrs. Bridget.
Yes, as soon as the Earl arrives, I shall certainly take an opportunity to request him to honor the wedding with his presence. How pleased my dear Effie will be. Charming girl. I shall never forget the hour when we first met. The hour when first we met, my dear. The hour when first we met. I never can forget, my dear. I never can forget. So sweet on me those eyes were turned, that beamed thy cheek above. They looked like lamps that only burned to light the heart of love. To light the heart of love, my dear, to light the heart of love. They looked like lamps that only burned to light the heart of love. And while they shine on me, my dear, and while they shine on me, I ne'er be false to thee, my dear. I ne'er be false to thee. Oh, never, never slight me then, nor leave me love to say. Like fires that glimmer over the fern, they beam, but they betray. They beam.
Scene 2.
Oh, my lady, you must not tell me. I'm sure the fright and fatigue you have undergone have made you ill.
Indeed, no. I feel quite recovered, I assure you, my good Bridget.
But I know better, my lady. That smile is not like your usual ones. Something ails you.
Something suddenly troubles me, but my health is not affected. I would confide the cause of my uneasiness to you, but fear you will laugh at me when I tell you. It is a dream I have had.
A dream? For heaven's sake, tell me, my lady.
A horrible one, Bridget. Last night, as I was endeavoring to join the hunters, from whom, in the hurry of the chase, I had been separated, I wandered near the famous ballistic caverns to which the vulgar attack so many strange traditions. The storm grew violent. By the strong flashes of lightning, I discovered the opening of the grotto. I entered it for shelter and, overcome with fatigue, fell asleep upon one of the rocky tombs. On a sudden, an sepulchre opened, and a phantom approached me. I trembled, but an invisible hand seemed to prevent my flight. I could not even turn mine eyes from the apparition. To my surprise, the countenance was that of a young and handsome man, but it was pale and so worn. His eyes, fixed up mine with the most touching expression, seemed to implore my pity. He uttered my name and had nearly reached me when a beautiful being stood between us and checked his progress. Then, oh horror, the features of the spectre grew frightfully distorted. Its whole form assumed the most terrific appearance, and it sunk into the tomb from which it had issued with a shriek that froze me.
Mercy preserve us. I tremble all over.
I awoke. The moon streamed into the grotto, and I sprung into the open air. I heard the voices of those who sought me. I answered them as loudly as I was able. With shouts of joy, they surrounded me and bore me safely hither.
I shall never sleep in peace again. Oh, my dear young lady.
My daughter arisen, say you?
But here comes your father. Shall you tell him, my lady?
Oh, no. He is such an enemy to what he calls superstition that I dare not expose myself to his ridicule.
Well, my dear daughter, what, up and dressed again already? Oh, come, this is a happy omen. Bridget, order my henchmen to ascend the turrets of the keep and give notice of the Earl of Marsden's approach. This day, my dear Margaret, will be one of the happiest of my life. What's the matter? You appear sorrowful.
Ah, my dear father, the description we've had of Marsden has been such certainly as should prejudice us in his favor. Yet, the nearer the moment approaches of his arrival, the more I feel uneasy. Oh, sir, my fate is, next to heaven, in your hands. Do not make your daughter miserable.
Why this agitation, Margaret? I have never wished to force your inclination. I certainly desire his alliance most ardently. Nevertheless, if you dislike him...
I do not know that I shall, but you, sir, who wish me to accept him, do not know him personally.
It is true, but if he resembles his brother, you cannot fail to love him. Alas, poor Ruthven.
You never mention his name but with a sigh.
Is it possible I can ever cease to lament so dear a friend?
I have heard you say he saved your life, and for that reason I revere his memory myself. But are you sure he no longer exists?
Would that I could harbor a doubt on the subject. But alas, the fatal scene of his death is ever present to my imagination. When called, as you know, by the sudden illness of my now lost son to Athens, I found Lord Ruthven, with whom he had contracted an intimacy, hanging over his sick couch, and bestowing on him the attentions of a brother. Such behaviour naturally endeared him to me, and after my poor boy's death, his lordship being, like myself, an enthusiastic admirer of the beauties of nature and the works of art, became the constant companion of my excursions. The more I saw of him, the more I admired his extraordinary talents. In my eyes, he appeared something more than human, and seemed destined to fill that place in my affections which had become void by my son's decease. I showed him your miniature. Oh, never shall I forget his emotion on beholding it. By heavens, he exclaimed, "'tis the precise image my fancy has created as the only being who could ever constitute my happiness." We're on the point of returning to Scotland to learn your sentiments on the subject. When one evening... But why should I afflict you with repetition of so dreadful a story?
Pray proceed, sir. I sympathize in your afflictions, and feel a melancholy gratification in contemplating the devoutness and heroism which preserved to me so dear a father.
Returning to Athens, then, one evening, after a short excursion, we were attacked by some banditti. I was disarmed. Ruthven threw himself before me and received the ruffian's sabre in his own breast. Our attendants, however, succeeded in overcoming the villains. I threw myself into the arms of my expiring friend. He pressed my hand. "Lord Ronald," said he, "I have saved your life. I die content. My only regret is that fate has prevented me from becoming your son." Oh, gallant, unfortunate Ruthven, what a destiny was thine, to fall in a foreign land, in the flower of thy youth, deprived of sepulchre.
How? Deprived of sepulchre?
An extraordinary circumstance prevented my fulfilling that last melancholy duty. In his dying agonies, he conjured me to quit the spot, lest the assassins should return in number. The moon was rising in unclouded majesty. "Place me," said he, "on yonder mound, so my fleeting spirit may be soothed by the soft and tranquil light of yon chaste luminary." I did so. He expired. I left the body to collect our servants, who were in pursuit of the defeated villains, and ere we could return to the spot, it had disappeared.
Removed for plunder, doubtless?
I ne'er could ascertain. The stains of the grass sufficiently marked the spot where I had laid him, but all search was in vain. On quitting Greece, I heard Lord Mosden was in Venice. To him I sent his brother's property, and amidst it he found your picture, which, in my desire for his alliance, I had given Ruthven. The Earl proposed immediately to replace the loss we had sustained in his brother. And nothing, I am confident, remains to complete our happiness but his arrival.
Why is not Ruthven living? Methinks I could have loved him for his preservation of you.
The Earl has arrived, my lord.
Come, Margaret, let us haste and receive him.
My dear sir, I cannot see him yet. Indeed, I cannot.
Retire then for a while to your apartment. Bridget, attend your lady. I'll fly to meet the Earl. He is here. My lord, the honor you have done me. Heavens, what do I see?
Do I recall the memory of a friend, Lord Ronald?
His voice, too. Ruthven.
Such was my name till the death of an elder brother put me in possession of my present title.
Can I believe my senses? What of some vision mock my waking sight?
My dear friend, let this embrace banish your doubts.
Ruthven, my friend, but by what miracle have you been preserved to me?
Unexpected but a powerful assistance recalled my fleeting spirit. When sufficiently recovered to join you, you had quitted Greece. The news of my brother's death reached me. I wrote to you under my new title, and arriving in Scotland to take possession of my paternal estate, determined to give you this pleasurable surprise.
Oh, happy hour. I once more embrace my friend. Be sure, Ruthven, my daughter would only have become your brother's bride to acquit me of the debt I owe to you.
Oh, my generous friend, But think you I shall be fortunate enough to gain the lovely Margaret's affections?
I cannot doubt it. She has pitied your misfortunes. She has wept over your fate. Oh, she comes. What will be her astonishment? My dear, behold that generous friend whose loss we have so long deplored. 'Tis Ruthven claims your hand.
My lord, duty to a beloved parent will...
Margaret, oh heavens, she is ill. Help there!
That countenance, the phantom of last night.
What can have occasioned this emotion?
Alas, I know not. Margaret, my sweet child.
Pardon, my lord, this weakness, the effect of last night's adventure.
Last night?
We hunted late yesterday. My daughter lost her way and suffered much fatigue.
Beautiful Lady Margaret, how am I to interpret this emotion?
The surprise of seeing one whose death we were even now deploring.
Is it possible that, without knowing me, the recital of my misfortunes alone could thus have interested you?
I am the daughter of Lord Ronald, and my heart, touched with gratitude. I dare not look at him.
With gratitude? And what will be my gratitude, if you will but deign to approve your father's generous designs? Oh, tell me, you confirm them, or never, never will I rise from your feet.
Heavens, how strange a thrill runs through my frame.
Then she's mine.
These transports, my lord.
Must not alarm you. It is in the presence of your father. It is at his desire. Here, I vow my eternal fidelity. Oh, my friend, join your supplication to mine.
My daughter is well aware of my wishes.
Speak, dearest lady, I conjure you.
What spell is this that moves me thus? My lord, my father has never yet found me disobedient to his will.
You consent, then?
My dear sir, allow me to retire.
Lady, dear lady.
Pardon me, my lord, a strange confusion, a wild emotion overpowers me. Let me retire.
Ruthven, the wish of my heart is gratified. You are my son.
Dearest sir, I have still a boon to ask. Let our marriage be celebrated without delay.
It is my intention. And tomorrow...
Tonight, my dear friend. A business of the utmost importance recalls me to London. Tomorrow's dawn must witness our departure.
Impossible! Have you not to take possession of your estate?
It is but showing myself at the castle, from which I can return ere the sun sets this evening.
Well, if my daughter makes no objection, I will go plead your suit and hear the reasons for your haste afterwards. I know not how you have infatuated me, Ruthven, but rest assured I feel for you all that a father's heart can feel.
Demon as I am, that walks the earth to slaughter and devour, the little that remains of a heart within this wizard frame, sustained alone by human blood, shrinks from the appalling act of planting misery in the bosom of this veteran chieftain. Still must the fearful sacrifice be made, and suddenly, for the approaching night will find my wretched frame exhausted, and darkness, worse than death, annihilation, is my lot. Margaret, unhappy maid, thou art my destined prey. Thy blood must feed a vampire's life, and prove the food of his disgusting banquet.
My lord.
What would you?
I beg your lordship's pardon for my boldness, but I am a servant of Lord Ronald's, and would fain request your lordship's patronage.
In what respect?
I am betrothed, it's your lordship, to Effie, your steward's daughter. And as I hear it, your lordship's intention to visit our estate,
Betrothed, you say?
Yes, my lord.
And when is the marriage to take place?
This evening, my lord.
I will be there.
Oh, my lord, I was afraid to ask you, but your lordship has made me so happy.
What distance are we from the castle?
The sea is calm, my lord. We may row there in a few minutes.
Order the barge instantly, then.
Yes, my lord.
All is arranged to your wishes.
Your daughter consents.
She does. And I have ordered the chapel to be prepared by our return.
You go to Marsden with me, then?
Certainly. Your stay is so short, I will not leave you for a moment.
Oh, my dear friend, this kindness...
The barge is ready, my lord.
Away! Away!
Scene 3.
What can be the reason Robert does not arrive?
Something has happened to detain him. He will be here soon.
I see nothing like a boat at present.
Why, what is that to the right there?
Not a boat, I'm sure, father.
But I say it is a boat, and making for the castle, too.
Hark, father, hark!
A boat is seen at sea, which gradually approaches.
Row on, across the main. So smoothly glides our bark to shore, while to our boat song's measured strain, so truly dips the well-timed oar. Row on, row on. In yonder isle, impatient beauty chides our stay. The headland past her sweetest smile, our labor richly will repay. 'Tis he, his form I see. Full soon he will be here. Then, neighbors, haste, prepare the feast. The bonny lads cheer, for there's nae luck about the house. There's nae luck at a'. There's little pleasure in the house when my dear lad's away. There's nae luck about the house. There's nae luck at a'. There's little pleasure in the house when Robert's far away. My dear Robert!
My sweet Effie.
What has kept you so long?
Oh, I've news for you. Lord Ronald has come with me. And who do you think beside, father-in-law?
Nay, I'm sure I can't guess.
Lord Ruthven.
Lord Ruthven? Why, he has been dead these 12 months.
Has he? I believe you're mistaken, father-in-law. Do you hear that?
Foe, I tell you it must be some imposture. Merciful Providence, it is my young master.
Yes, my good Andrew. Behold me restored to you.
Thank heaven, but I could not believe that I should ever have the pleasure of seeing my dear master again.
I shall never forget your attachment to our family and your attentions to their interest. Let me not interrupt your felicity. You are about to celebrate a marriage, I think.
Yes, my lord. Here's my daughter Effie, whom your lordship remembers a little girl.
She is very pretty.
Yes, my lord. That is, thank you, my lord.
You must allow me to give the bride her dowry and patronize the whole ceremony.
Oh, my lord, this is such an honor. Well then, before the dance commences, neighbors, let us go and arrange the supper table, where we will drink our good lord's happy return.
Away with you.
I must leave you for a moment, Ruthven, to give some directions to our bargeman.
Come, Effie. Let's follow our neighbors.
Fair Effie, I would speak with you.
If Robert has no objection, my lord.
Oh, you silly girl. When his lordship does you so much honor. You'll find me with Andrew.
Come nearer, charming maid.
My lord, I dare not, my lord.
Fear nothing. Yet she has cause to fear. should I surprise her heart, as by my gifted spell I may, the tribute that prolongs existence may be paid, and Margaret may, at least awhile, be spared. How delightful 'tis to gaze upon thee thus! An atmosphere of joy is round about thee, which whosoever breathes becomes thy slave.
My lord, what mean you?
My heart ne'er throbbed but for one woman, and you have just her features. This morning the flame of love was extinguished in my soul, but now it burns with a redoubled ardor.
The lady whom you admired, my lord.
She is dead.
Dead?
Yes, dead, Effie. But in you she lives again.
What do I hear?
Oh, Effie, can you not conceive the happiness of once more beholding the object we adore?
I shall never love anyone but Robert.
Happy Robert and unfortunate Ruthven, why did I ever behold thee, Effie?
See me no more, my lord, if that has occasioned your uneasiness.
Stay, Effie. It is in your power to console me for all I have lost. Love me, nay, start not. Mine you must and shall be.
My lord, I'll hear no more. If Robert...
Think not of him. The bridal preparations are complete. My bride thou art. No power on earth shall tear thee from me. Say, Effie, that you love me.
Mercy on me, my lord, I know not what to say. My heart beats so that... Oh, pray, leave me, my lord.
You weep. Those tears are for me.
No, no, indeed, my lord.
This instant let me bear thee to the priest.
My lord, for pity's sake.
You plead in vain. Effie, thou art mine.
How long she stayed? Not here. Why? Heavens! What do I see? Borne off and struggling. Villain! Loose thy hold!
Why, Andrew, said you not the Earl was here?
'Twas here I left him, but just now, my lord.
Save me! Save me!
My daughter's voice.
Ruthven!
I die.
Murderous hand!
Exclaim not. I have but a moment to live. Ronald, swear by the host of heaven to obey my last commands.
Young man, the word of Ronald needs no oath to bind it.
I die. Delay not a moment, but swear to...
I do. I swear by all that is most dear and sacred to honor and to man to fulfill your last desire.
Conceal my death from every human being till yonder moon, which now sails in her full splendor, shall be set in this night, and ere an hour shall elapse after I have expired. Throw this ring into the waves that wash the tomb of Fingal.
I will, Ruthven. Dear Ruthven.
Remember your oath. The lamp of night is descending, the blue heavens. When I am dead, let its sweet light shine on me. Farewell. Remember your oath.
Ronald lays the body of Ruthven on a bank in the garden and kneels mournfully beside it. The moon descends till the light falls full upon the corpse. End of Act 1. Act 2, Scene 1.
Here, Robert, you may rest concealed till Lord Ronald's anger shall have subsided. Or should he be deaf to explanation and refuse to believe Lord Ruthven's treachery, arrangements shall be made to convey you over to the main. Here's sufficient provision for the short time I hope you'll be forced to remain. And so now, bid Effie goodbye for a while. I'll look out in the meantime and see if the coast be clear for our return.
Cheer up, Effie. All will be well yet. It was in defense of innocence I fired, and therefore that act will never be a load on my conscience.
But if Lord Ronald should get you into his power?
I will put it to Lord Ronald himself to say, whether a man should stand tamely by and see the wife of his bosom dragged to misery and dishonor. Come, kiss me, Effie, and farewell till better times. Till vanished be the vision fair, my fancy's pencil traced, and blighted all the blossoms rare, that hope's gay chap with grace. Fear not my faith, the pang of death, alone can bid it flee. Then fare thee well, my only love. Fare thee well, my only love. Fare thee well, my only love. Love more than life to me.
Fare thee well.
Fare thee well.
Though clouded now the prospect seem, though grief usurp the hour, a light may break, a ray may beam, and joy resume its power. Fear not my faith, the pang of death alone can bid it flee. Then fare thee well, my only love. Fare thee well, my only love. Fare thee well, my only love. Thou art more than life to me. Fare thee well.
And now to find some hold for a bedchamber. Rather sorry accommodations, I fancy, but the superstitions of the peasants will keep them from disturbing my repose. And as to the other considerations, a man with a clear conscience may rest anywhere. Here's a tolerable choice of apartments, as far as number goes. Let me try what shelter this will afford.
Give me the torch, and wait without the cave till you see me wave it, thus. Oh, how solemn is this scene. By heaven, my soul that lately mocked at superstition is so subdued by circumstances that I could almost bring myself to give faith to every legend I have scorned as idle. Here is the ring. What am I about to do? What horrible suspicion flashes across my brain? Ruthven, mysterious being, what mean these ceremonies? Before, when I supposed him dying, he bade me place his body in the light of the moon. Now again. And wherefore make we swear to conceal his death till the moon be set? But let me not reflect or pause. Unhappy Ruthven, thy friend performs his promise.
Remember your oath.
The spirit speaks. Ruthven, my friend, my preserver.
What voice was that? Lord Ronald?
By heaven, justice hath given the murderer to my vengeance. Ruthven, this sacrifice I make to thee.
Hear me, my lord. Lord Ruthven would have wronged me.
Wouldst thou asperse the dead? Down, villain, down!
Nay, in my own defences, then...
They fight. Robert is disarmed. Ronald plunges him into the waves. Lord Ronald rushes to the entrance of the cavern and waves the torch as the boat approaches.
Ruthven, thou art revenged! Thou art revenged! Away! Away!
He leaps into the boat. Robert reaches and clings to the rocks. Scene 2.
Bridget, I was looking for you. I'm so happy.
Happy, my lady, and Lord Ruthven and your father not returned. I'm frightened out of my wits about them. 'Tis 10 o'clock, and they were to have been back again ere sunset.
You may dispel your fears then. Lord Ruthven has this moment announced to me my father's return.
Lord Ruthven?
On opening the casement just now that looks into the garden, I saw him by the moonlight. Crossing one of the walks, I called to him, and he will be here directly, that the ceremony may commence. We must depart for London ere daybreak.
So soon?
Yes. He's explained to me the reason. The King of England wishes to marry a lady of the court, and he has no other way of avoiding the match but by presenting me immediately as his wife.
And here comes your father, I declare. Well, my lady, all away, and see that everything is ready.
I can hardly account for my sudden attachment to Lord Ruthven, especially after the shock his introduction gave me. Well, sir, is Ruthven coming?
Alas!
Your sigh. What troubles you, my dear father?
Nothing. What shall I say to her?
Everything is prepared for the ceremony. Lord Ruthven has doubtless informed you of the pressing reason he has for our immediate departure. Its suddenness at first alarmed me, but if you will accompany us, what a charming voyage. You do not listen to me. My father, what is the matter?
My dear Margaret, we must think no more of this union.
Think no more of it? Have you not been yourself the cause, and you...
Question me not! I cannot answer you.
Good heavens! And Ruthven, who not a moment ago so warmly urged...
Ruthven, not a moment ago? What mean you?
You frighten me. But Ruthven will soon be here, and...
Ruthven is... Can the grave give up his dead? Spirit, what wouldst thou?
Remember your oath. Ronald, my friend, what means this wildness?
My brain turns round. I saw him fall. I heard his dying groan. Fiend, phantom, hence I charge you.
Alas, he raves.
My father, my poor father.
Touch him not, Margaret. Fly the demon's grasp.
How dreadful his wildness. Oh, within there.
I am not mad. Ruthven's dead. I saw.
Your oath. Your master is not well. His brain is wandering. Secure him, and let aid be sent for instantly.
Stand off, slaves! He's a fiend in human shape. I saw him perish. Twice have I seen him perish. As I have life, heaven saw and heard.
Your oath.
Oh, harm him not, but lead him gently in.
A dreadful oath. Stay but a moment, Margaret. Promise me you will not marry till the moon shall set. Then, fearful fiend, I am no longer pledged, and may preserve my child.
Oh, my poor father.
Remove him gently. Suddenly, I say.
No, I will not quit my child an instant. Horror overwhelms me. I know not what thou art, but a terrible conviction flashes on my mind that thou art nothing human. A mist seems clearing from my sight. I behold thee now. Oh, horror! Horror! A monster of the grave!
Remember, she is mine. She, my prey. In my clutches, the choicest crowning victim. Ha! Revive, my bride.
Where am I? Where's my father?
In safety, love, be sure. Retired to his chamber.
I know not what to think.
Ah, alas, I have seen him often thus during our travels together. His reason received a severe shock on the death of my young friend, your brother.
Is possible? I never knew him thus.
Rely upon melancholy truth, but 'twill not last, so cheer thee, lovely Margaret.
Alas, I need your consolation. A wild fancy seized him that you are dead, and his request too, not to marry, till the moon had set. Well, I will not.
Sweet Margaret, you will not sure repent?
Why, my good lord, so short a delay cannot be of consequence, and 'twill appease him probably, and such a slight request.
I reverence your motive, but if you love me, Margaret,
You cannot doubt it.
upon that love, then, my repose, my happiness, my life depends. Swear to me, dearest Margaret, to forget these idle terrors and to be mine only, forever.
I do, by him who reads all hearts, to be thine and thine only forever.
Oh, happiness, receive this ring, and let it be a sacred pledge between us.
Ha!
Her fate is sealed. She cannot now retract. You shudder. What ails my love?
A strange sensation runs throughout my frame. Tears fill my eyes, and my heart beats as though 'twould burst my bosom. Methinks my father's voice still rings in mine ears. Wed not before the moon shall set.
The hour approaches, no time is to be lost. Think no more, I beseech thee, of these wanderings of imagination, but let us hasten to consecrate the ties which unite us. Every arrangement must by this time have been made. Retire, my love, to your chamber, compose your spirits, and Ruthven will lead thee to the altar.
Scene 3.
Nay, do not trouble yourselves. I've sustained no injury, but what made you come back to me so soon?
We saw the boat pass with Lord Ronald in it, and we feared some mischief.
So we lay to till he left the cavern, and returned just in time to render you assistance. Yonder is the castle. Are you still determined to seek him?
Yes, he has been imposed upon, and ere now, I'm sure he regrets having drawn upon me. I will lay open Lord Ruthven's villainy to him, and I know his noble nature too well to fear the continuance of his anger. Here, therefore, we will part for a while, and when we meet again, I trust all obstacles to our happiness will be removed. Be faithful.
Though many a wood and heath-clad hill should rise betwixt us twain, and many an envious stream and rill run babbling to the main, this fond and faithful heart believe, however apart we be, though in my breast it seem to heave, will linger still with thee. Thus when the silver lamp of night sails through the quiet sky, and sheds its lustre pure and bright upon the traveller's eye, though o'er him still the fond orb seems to glide where he'll roam, its faithful light as sweetly beams upon his distant home.
So, do come.
Dirty no good Robin, Maggie May.
By his gait, it should be McSwill, the Baron's topping henchman.
Oh, my master's gone mad. There's a pretty job. If he'd been going to be married instead of the Earl, I shouldn't have wondered so much. But for an old man to go mad, who can sit and drink all day without anyone to snub him for it, it's the most ridiculous thing I ever came under my observation. Oh, Mother Bridget never lets me drink in quiet at home, so carry a pocket pistol about me. Now this is what I call the young man's best companion. It's a great consolation on a night's excursion to one who's so respectful a belief in bogles and warlocks as I have. Spirit whiskey's the only spirit I feel I wish to be intimately acquainted with.
McSwill!
Oh, Lord, what is that?
Why, how now, booby? Where have you been at this time of night?
Robert, it's only you. I was just kneeling to stupid latchet on my shoe, you see. It's,
Oh, yes, I see. Where have you been, I ask you?
I've been for Father Francis. My lord's gone crazy. The Earl of Marston sent me.
The Earl of Marston?
What's in the wind now?
The Earl of Marston sent you.
Well, yes, to be sure. He's in the castle there. He's just going to be married to my Lady Margaret.
Fool, the Earl of Marston is dead.
Oh, now you're mad. My master's been telling the same story this half hour. The Earl says it's no such thing. That he is not dead, never was dead, that my master's out of his wits. And off he sends me for Father Francis to come and talk to my master and marry the mistress.
What mystery is this? There's some foul play towards. At any rate, the Lady Margaret must know her danger. Is the friar gone?
Oh, yes, she's there before now. The very name of a wedding makes him chuckle and waddle off at a rate which obliged me to stop so many times for refreshment that he's been out of sight these some minutes.
Let us haste, Father. We may foil the villainy yet.
It appears to me that there is something wrong. But I can't positively pretend to say what it is. And as my flask seems as much exhausted as my speculations, I'll make the best of my way home and ruminate how much whiskey I shall drink at the wedding. Faith, I'll away to the bridal, for there will be tipple in there, and my lady's about to be married, to whom I don't know and don't care. But I know we shall all be as frisky and tipsy as pipers, good luck, and so that there's plenty of whiskey, she may marry the devil for Mac. I once left the bottle for Cupid and bade an adieu to my glass. I simpered and sighed, it looked stupid, and courted a cherry-cheeked lass. She turned out a jilt. 'Twere a lie should I say that it gave me no pain, for sorrow made me so dry that I took to me bottle again. They say there's 5 reasons for drinking, but more I'm sure may be got, for I never can find out by thinking a reason why people should not. A 6th I'll not scruple at giving, I'll name it while it is in my head. Because if you don't drink while you're living, you never will after you're dead. Faith, I'll away to the bridal, for there will be tipple in there, for my lady's about to be married, to whom I don't know and I don't care.
Scene 4.
All is prepared. O'er the great fiend once more I triumph. Ere you orb shall kiss the wave, the tributary victim shall be paid. Bow, ye less subtle spirits, bow abashed before your master. Margaret, 'tis Ruthven calls thee. Hasten, sweet, and crown thy lover's happiness. Lady, to the altar.
I follow you, my lord, and yet...
Come, Margaret, come.
What noise was that?
'Tis but the wind, my lady. We shall have another storm, I think, when the moon sets.
When the moon sets. Oh, my poor father. See, 'twill set soon, my Ruthven. Let me again beseech you to delay. Till then, the ceremony.
Nay, this folly, Margaret. Father, commence the rites.
Make way, I say. Lord Ronald shall be heard.
My daughter, my daughter.
Confusion. Ronald!
Where is she? Give me my daughter.
My dearest father, be calm. What wouldst thou with me?
Do I again embrace thee? Follow him not. He drags you to the tomb.
Margaret, we are waited for.
Barbarian! I forbid the ceremony. You have no right over her. I am her father.
You are my loving, tender father. I will not wed against his will.
I'll hear no more. She is my bride betrothed. This madman would deprive me of her.
No. Why this violence? Wait till the hour is past.
Will you listen to his ravings?
I do not rave. See, the moon already rests upon the wave. One moment, just one moment.
Nay then, thus I seal thy lips and seize my bride.
Ruthven draws his poniard and rushes on Ronald. Robert throws himself between Ruthven and Ronald and wrenches the dagger from his grasp.
Hold, hold. I am thine. The moon has set.
And I am lost.
End of play. Thank you for joining us for The Vampire. A big thanks again to our friend, your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare. Visit him at his website, shakespeareapproves.com, or on Facebook at Shakespeare Approves, your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare. We've got links to all of his content and more of our performing friends in the comments of this video. Would once again like to thank all of the actors who volunteered to read with us this evening. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this reading, all of our past readings are available on our Facebook page and a little bit better organized on our website, zenithplayers.com, and on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/zenithplayers. If you want more information on us, including how to be involved in a reading like this one, head to our Facebook page, Zenith Players, if you're not already there, and send us a message or send an email to casting@zenithplayers.com, and our technical director, that's me, will get back to you as soon as possible. We want to continue to express our support to everyone out there who is working to keep us safe and those continuing to protest and demonstrate. Join us this Wednesday for the reception of the female voice, a panel talk. Saturday as we return to Shakespeare with Troilus and Cressida. Next Monday for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Halloween night and November 1st will present Night of the Living Dead. Thank you and good night.